I was just crying because I realized that I was literally a floating white dot. I mean, a floating black dot in a world of white up until my birth certificate was released. And so I had no connection, which meant that I was a magnetic force opposite to the white people. And I say white people because none of them were indigenous or black or Asian or anything that were like permanently in my life that, so that I had a connection with, that I could be able to talk about all of the things that happened in my life. I never had any connection, so I had to keep it all within me. And so, being in that world, I see now, if you think of it as magnetic forces, because all of them, when they would say something to reject me or not reject me, things like go away or shut up, these things that some people might take lightly, I took extremely, extremely as truth, because what they wanted was the exact opposite that I wanted. I wanted love, unconditional ability to speak my expressions and opinions and whatever. I was extremely shy to do any of that because I had to conform so much. So all of those, and everyone that I met had done that in some form. My children, all of the things. And because I was in an abusive world and an abusive childhood home, and it became, you attract what you get or what you grow up with. And I had a very unhealthy marriage. And so and there was a lot of racism. So because you pick what you live, and it's pretty wild. And so I'm really torn because all these times, whenever I would be in this white world, people that were non-indigenous white people would be always saying, oh, people always bring up race, and oh, there's no racism here. And I'd have to be silent, because why would I say, yeah, there is, and then have to get in an argument about all of the things that are said and done to me when they all say these things and joke about it and, make comments to me jokingly and jabbing me as they say racist things. And I just laugh, because what am I supposed to do? I don't have anyone to back me up with anything. And it's not nice getting anyone to be aggressive or get argumentative. Why would I even want to get argumentative with someone about race when it's opposing to mine, and everyone around me says lies about, what's happening to me, and I'm living proof. So I was crying because of that, and now I am literally a brown person, a red indigenous person that has been beaten down so much, because that's what the white world did. I can't be me. I can't be me. All these, and the lies. I was told lies about the indigenous people, which is about me, making me fear them and not want to be them. And it got so small, and now all of a sudden, bloop, the government releases it. I am now in the package of an indigenous person, like the perimeter, so it's a little bit of a buffer, but inside is not inside is God and truth, but the things I've learned, all that is inside there as well, with who I am, and it's floating around, and and it's all white. And so people are triggered by me, and the elders are extremely triggered by me because I'm so eager to learn. It sounds like a white person if you're not looking and I'm behind you. Then I'd sound like a white person. I sound like a white person wanting all these things and saying all this stuff and not knowing how the truth about stuff. And so people stayed away because, again, magnetic force. They're all the same. And then you've got me, who is them, but I'm doused with all these impurities of lies and deceit and behaviors. And I get dropped in, and they're like, whoa, is she, like, what is this? She looks She looks safe, and I can only imagine now. I didn't even think of that when I was getting. I was only thinking, I hope they, don't be mean to me. That's what I was thinking. They don't beat me up, and yeah. And so now I'm understanding, because you can't process beyond your own depth. And I was so deep in my own pain and suffering, I couldn't get past my own to consider what it was going to be like for them. So that's amazing growth, and it's exciting. And sad and heart-wrenching, because I was sobbing, because I understand now that the indigenous people are medicine. I was medicine put in a white world, and dirtied and dirtied and dirtied, and it was painful. And it was dark. It was a very dark place. And then I get placed back into here, and everyone at first is completely repelled by me, until I started going into the group things where they couldn't escape. And then when I did that, they were like, okay, why? Tell us where you're from. How are you indigenous? But they didn't even want to get close to me at first. And now they do. Some don't. And so that's fine. My shoulders. I had breast implants that were like triple Ds, they're double Ds, but after I lost weight, then they became triple Ds, and I had to get them removed. They told me to, because I'm supposed to teach us how to love ourselves in our natural state. But my shoulders still get really hunched all the time, and that's where we store trauma too. And I'm moving trauma today a lot, because I cried a lot, because I understand now also that all of us are in one world or the other, and my children are in that world, and they are oppositional to learning it, which means that, and I'm understanding that everything in there brings us further or closer to who we are as indigenous people, which is healing medicine. So the people that are non-indigenous, that are sick, they need to know that they can also come and get this medicine and teach them. And it's through, because everything's under poison and mind control. Because if we are not poisoned, then we'll start thinking. But if we're distracted, then we can't do anything about it. So things are created. These leaders have created things to keep us poisoned now, because white people were first allowed to just do their own thing, but then they started understanding what's going on, and they started getting riled up. So then what happened was that they started poisoning the people. That's the real reason, because the people were starting to understand, because everyone's designed to be good and because they didn't realize that people were going to change and not and start allowing indigenous people to be equal. And so that's when they kind of started losing control, and then they're like, well, we'll have to poison them. So this is survival of the fittest. So if you want to know the truth, start using your thinker. And we don't need to be, I don't condone violence. We are supposed to always be peaceful. We are loving and peaceful. That's the indigenous way, and it's colonizers' way. And so we know for a fact that anyone that's following Creator is not going to cause or inflict harm to anybody. So anyone that does that is mentally unwell. And so, and we do not imprison them. We do not imprison them. We let them free and let people feed and clothe them. And when they can go to healing circles and all those things. We don't do any of that. That's a colonizer way, and that's not the way of the indigenous. So we're going to start living according to the indigenous laws, and start cleaning off and unite as one. I love you all.